Man, let's cross over to my cover, man.
I'd like to apologize for anyone who follows the show for just productive insights into stuff. The pastor though, the pastor's out here. He's done it again. And bro, I'm not not affiliated with this decision. I'm here. I'm speaking for the people right now. Speak for yourself, pastor.
Okay. So we all know a few months ago there's an album that dropped on Instagram, Twitter, and blow up. It caused a lot of stir. People was like, was it by him? Was it not by him? Was it a recording label? In fact, you're the person who brought it into my attention. And then I was like, okay, maybe not the music, but the cover though. And for me, this one is very personal. The cover, it's a personal cover. It's a personal conviction, and there's a lot for me to say on the cover. So the cover, my pick is the Areece album, which is called Sotho Man with Power. That's the album cover.
Some power.
Sorry?
A Sotho man with some power.
Yes. Sotho Man with some power. Okay, let's start here. Nestor C has been campaigning about an album that he's going to be dropping called Zulu Man with Power, right? Media?
Sure.
Yeah.
You're breaking up a little there.
No, so Nestor C, yeah, he's been campaigning and talking about his album that he's going to be dropping called Zulu Man with Power. So when this album dropped, rather, there was a lot of saying, why is Areece throwing shots at him? But we're not gonna talk about the music. I'm just gonna go straight into the cover, bro.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's go to the first one. Concept: Sotho Man with some power. Concept is a high 6. High 6.
Concept is that?
Is a high 6. It's a high 6.
All right.
It's a high 6, man. Why? Okay, I'm gonna start talking about concept. So people, the Sotho people,
Wait.
I give it a high 6. So I don't know if you are accustomed with customs of Sotho people. In terms of their traditions, in terms of their fashion, bro. Their high fashion.
So did you just ask a Zulu guy if he's accustomed with anyone else's? Bro, we're like the most ignorant people.
Sure. Okay, Vince. So Media, the Sotho people are originally from Lesotho. History class kancane. The king is King Moshweshwe, the great King Moshweshwe from the mountains of Taobasiwo. So it's a very cold place. So traditionally, the attire is ama blanket. Now you see on the cover itself. Ama blanket. But also what I'm liking about the concept is Sotho Man with some power, which talks to the overall attire of how these guys are looking. For example, Media, here's a beautiful thing about when we talk about uniform. When you see a policeman wearing the uniform, you don't respect them up. You don't respect them based on who they are. You respect them based on what the uniform says to you.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that AMA uniform communicate. For example, if you pick a nurse, AMA nurse have the uniform. If you're looking at a fireman, they've got the uniform. If you're looking at a policeman, they've got their own uniform. So if you're looking at the Basotho people, they too have a specific uniform within by Kogelayo.
Yeah.
So I really like that in terms of the concept part of side, which it speaks to what we already know, the message. Like me, now already me feel koge ingubo, you feel petisa kill and feel koga amatata. There's a perception oyicabangayo, which is already created by me not even speaking to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
So yeah,
I
it's
hear you, bro. I hear you, bro. And that's some game. That's some knowledge game. I think that's some good stuff, you know. And that's some stuff, I guess, in a weird way that just brings attention to. However, from my side, all right, from my side, like, just from the sheer disrespect and the theft. Firstly,
you said we're not talking about music, bro.
Creating the concept. Yes, we are creating the concept. But it's not about music, it's about the concept, right? So there's a concept out there that lives that is called Zulu Man of the Power.
That's a dope, man.
Zulu Man of the Power. So already you have just lost, but already you're 50% behind me, simply because you have bitten the whole thing. You get what I'm saying? You have bitten the whole thing. And now, if you're gonna buy, we're not against replication here, bro. We got nothing wrong with niggas copying stuff and what.
Media.
But and I'm not even saying that this dude copied it. So,
he copied the title, not the art piece.
Bro, like here we're creating the concept. The title is related to the concept, bro. But the icon come out for like how long has Narcissi been pushing this narrative and this concept, bro? It's honestly probably been about a year and a half, at least about 18 months.
But media, don't you think this is fueling the album STC?
Listen, as a media stunt, then it's cool. That can be on other elements of our judgment. For me, though, conceptually, it's not a new concept. You didn't come and execute something conceptually that connects to, you know. So for me, for concept, I gave it a 1. That's what I gave it. The only reason I didn't even give it a 0 is because we haven't even agreed if we're allowed to give people zeros. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But, you know what I'm saying? And again, I've got no issues with people, you know, whether it's called stealing ideas or you know, replicating. That's not even my issue. My thing is, if you're gonna do that, you gotta do it dope. You know what I'm saying? We gotta like how the Kendrick Lamar people did it. You know what I'm saying? Somehow that was dope. But this, I think not. I think it was just like whoever did this was just like out of line. And then I love the context that which you gave for the image, but I think that's actually very interesting, even like for me to kind of look into, you know. But because of the narrative that came with this, I'm not even sure people will give it that opportunity. And that for me is what, because I think of this album and I laughed, bro, because I was just like, this whole scenario is hilarious, you know. But I also agree with you in terms of, does this probably fuel Nasti's thing? That's actually a good thing to pick up. A very interesting thing to pick up.
Okay, so when you go to visuals, and I think this is our responsibility on this platform in our show, which is we need to start investigating and try to track down the people who are responsible for such things. I think for me it was really disappointing not to find the person who did this, but I was able to find a lot of photographers who shoot in this style. One of those guys being one of my favorite, I've shared his account on Instagram. He goes by the name UTC. MC What I Saw is the name of his page. You see what I saw. He takes a lot of those traditional, I think originally he's from the Limpopo, if I'm not mistaken. So he's got a beautiful aesthetic and preset for Itombe. And he takes a lot of traditional pictures, and I really enjoy style Asak. But I think this picture, and also I could be wrong, was taken by a guy called Justice Kalebe. He's got a documentary where he does a lot of Basotho photography.
Yeah.
And I saw a few of this type of pictures, not exactly this one, but in terms of the lighting, the mood, the dress code, it looked a little bit like Les Tombeles, which is... Sorry?
Saying it looked a little bit?
It looked like the picture which was used for the cover.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From his work.
Yes, from his
Well,
work.
Kudos to you for being able to track down that information, because I just could not find who was responsible for this. But I also think you've got an interesting process of finding this information. So as a visual, how would you rate it?
As a visual, okay, you see now as a visual, there's a lot of elements that are missing also from this part.
I'd agree with that.
You know, for example, it's photography based, cool, and it also leaves a lot of things to imagination.
Sure.
And sometimes art has a responsibility of filtering people into a specific direction. I feel like this art leaves you more asking questions than answering questions.
Sure.
You know, for example, I don't see Iskogo Sabesutu over here, and that's like the biggest attribute of power.
Yeah.
So that's it. So if you look at flag Lase Lesotho.
I'm whack. I actually forgot. Continue. We'll record. I'm going to wear this while I record this part.
Yeah. Well, so and I'm gonna be butchered for this, but this Sabesuit is called Mukoto. That's the name of the suit we have.
Alright.
So in this picture, it's not present, and that's like one of the biggest attributes to the culture. The Basotho flag has Mukoto in it. It's called Sabesuit, and for this image not to have such a prominent entity to the culture is lacking for me. But also what I like about this image at the same time, it also talks about the modern culture of society. As much as Ingane will find the blanket gang as a swag steez, they'll feel like Ishko is killing the steez. So they want to be Sotho also, but they don't want to be too Sotho about it. As much as Zulu people bazogqoka umqhele but not wear amabheshu to kind of complete the whole attire.
Exactly. Yeah.
So in terms of as a visual aesthetics, man, and as something I look at as a picture, me personally, I would frame this picture. I would have it as a proud Sotho person. I would have it. That's why I'm saying for me, it's a very personal thing, because as a people, we've never been represented in South Africa.
All right. So I didn't get. Did you give a number? Because I didn't hear.
The number I gave was for the visuals aesthetics. I also gave it a 6.
Gave it a 6. All right, cool. So, all right, cool. I get you on that, bro. I think for me, so for me, the two things that I liked about this visual was the composition. I thought it was the composition is just epic, bro. That little dog even that comes through. If I get myself, exactly, you know what I'm saying? If I get myself into the frame of mind of trying to take this image as serious as possible, I think the composition is hardcore, bro. The fact that the people aren't even looking at the image, they're not walking into, you're not seeing faces, you know, it's leaving you to figure out a lot. So,
there's a level of ugwala.
Sure.
As in bayahamba bayakuflathela.
Oh, yeah, exactly. So, and I also just love the coloring. I just love the I like the coloring. The coloring is dope, bro. I didn't, you know, okay, there's this element of it which looks like it was just pulled, and it looks like it was just taken out of a selection of images, but wasn't really, it wasn't like the best selection was put there. It's almost like it was a screen grabbed image, actually. You know what I'm saying? Because the edges aren't like refined, and I'm not sure if that's just because of the nature of what it was. You know, it was a case of, let's put this out there, let's slap this.
Nothing grab. It was a smash and grab.
Slap. Exactly. So there was no almost attempt to do that. I don't know why I even get the feeling that it looks like a meme. I don't know why, bro. But again, maybe I'm just overpowered by the context of the whole thing. So I gave it a 5 out of 10 for the visual. It's definitely, in terms of as a composition, it's a dope ass. You know, just like even the swag with which these guys are walking in is just in its own lane. You know what I'm saying? It's just in its own lane. So that's what I liked about it. Execution.
In terms of the execution, man, I think it's like you were saying before, Ubuti, it was just taken from somewhere. There wasn't much consideration to it. It was like a smash and grab situation where they just grab something, say title, let's do this, we out, you know. So execution, there wasn't much consideration to the title itself, the meaning, and what it's supposed to say. So execution for me is a 3. Yeah.
I'm there with you as well, man. For me, it's a 3. I think, bro, if you're gonna go, I mean, you've already done half the job. You've already hacked the man's Instagram or what, or his Spotify's, and you're already, so like, if you're already gonna put so much effort, just do the whole job properly. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's a 3 for me as well. 3 on execution. The image is blurred. Come on, bro. You can even run the sharpen tool over that. You don't even need to go onto Bridge and all that stuff, or Lightroom. You can just quickly to show that you made some effort to tighten things up. But execution was just like, and then the parental guidance, and then just like upload and move. So not something good to look at for me.
Here's something which is gonna be interesting for disruption. I think the title was more disruptive than the cover itself. I think the title, bro. If I hear the title, I'm like, it's high up there, bro. And like, it's really disruptive. It's like, what?
Listen, bro. You know what I'm saying? This has been right low scale in terms of things we've looked at. But yo, bro, the disruption factor out here is like, sit back and it's just gonna be tied to this whole thing. Like, I don't even know how it's not gonna be tied to this thing forever. It's like forever gonna be in a footnote in the rollout of Zulu Man with Zimbabwe.
Sure. You know? But also, media. For me, what's interesting about this, it makes me wonder.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Will preserve some of the culture of Zulu, you know, like, because I feel like, for me right now, cover is competing with this cover, bro.
Nah, I can agree with you on that, man. I can agree with you. I think in terms of disruptiveness, I gave it an 8 for disruptiveness.
Sure.
It might not be on any of the kind of things we usually look at in terms of For example, just the extension ability, just the, how much just some certain things we need to look at. But in terms of just breaking through culture and creating a moment.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, literally, I don't think like we've heard Nasty C voice this narrative for so long that the last thing I thought is that somebody's gonna show up and be like, nah, Sotho man, it's so power. The A is hard, it's disruptive, we've like the album by now actually it's already, they've taken it off iTunes and all the streaming platforms.
Sure.
They've pulled it, but the damage or the whatever the objective was,
it's already done.
Popularize whatever's going on, that's been done. The damage was already done.
Fair too. Yeah, Nami, it's up there. It's an 8, and yeah, man, it's just a young disclaimer because also not a lot of people understand what's going on. Areece is actually Tswana food, so that's another thing they actually got wrong. He's not Sotho. Yeah, so he's actually Tswana. So yeah, man, like I think that it also just creates a lot of questions. Who knows so much but also knows so little.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like this could like incite tribal warfare, and it just could cause all kinds of problems in terms of just what's going on. So I think like and as as things something you said before, this in some weird way, this is some Dadaism at play out here, bro. Because
Dadaism,
that's literally it. Like in the digital era, that's it at play, because that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? You just like show up and do something like this, and just like it's done now. It's pulled off. Like I even got to know that Areece's government name is what? I got to know the common name.
Dude, because that's how hectic the implication was.
When your government name comes out as a rapper, like just from an album cover, G, from like government cover, nah, G, that's what's up. But yeah, I think disruptive, it's up there as one of the more. I think that's the one where it's gonna be higher than a lot of things. It's one of the most disruptive things I've seen happen. But yeah, shout out, man. I think we could. I think hopefully right now we're still corona free. If you're not corona free right now, we're gonna wrap up the show and go out there and get your text.
Yeah, man, it is your boy Tasha Wanda signing out. Peace in the Middle East. See you on them streets. We're gonna see you on another episode. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but you sure check it out on it's our YouTube handle, by the way, because we never push that. Our YouTube handle is African Design League on YouTube. Check that out, follow it, subscribe. You know how much it is. Subscribe. So check it out, man. Media, I'm out.
Oh, wait.